Bebioku was not just beautiful, she was a force of nature, a whirlwind of charm and allure that left a trail of broken hearts and shattered marriages in her wake. In the heart of Lagos, a city that never sleeps, lived a young woman, so beautiful, tall, elegant, named Coco. But to those who knew her, she was famously known as Bebioku. Her beauty was the stuff of legends: flawless skin, captivating eyes, and a smile that could charm even the most stoic of men. Bebioku was not just beautiful, she was a force of nature, a whirlwind of charm and allure that left a trail of broken hearts and shattered marriages in her wake. Bebioku lived in a luxurious apartment in the affluent area of Lekki. Her life was the envy of many, filled with designer clothes, exotic vacations, and high-end parties. But behind the glamour and glitz lay a dark side that few dared to confront. Her day began with a routine that showcased her allure and beauty: a morning jog along the Lekki-Ikoyi Bridge, where her presence turned heads and caused whispers among onlookers. Men admired her openly, and women eyed her with a mix of envy and suspicion. She wore the latest designer outfits, drove a sleek sports car, and dined at the most luxurious restaurants. Bebioku thrived on this attention, using it to her advantage in her quest for wealth and power. Bebioku's allure wasn't just about her looks. She had a way of making men feel special, understood, and desired. She knew the right words to say, the perfect smile to flash, and the gentle touch that sent shivers down their spines. This made her irresistible. Bebioku had a knack for finding her targets: wealthy, often married men who were bored or dissatisfied with their lives. One of her earliest conquests was Mr. Wale, a successful businessman with a loving wife, Jumoke, and 2 children. Mr. Wale had always been a devoted family man until he encountered Bebioku at a high-profile charity event. Her beauty and charm were irresistible, and he soon found himself entangled in her web. Mr. Wale began showering Bebioku with gifts, from expensive jewelry to luxury cars. He spent more time with her, making excuses to his wife and children. Jumoke, a prospective woman, noticed the changes but couldn't pinpoint the cause. She confided in her best friend Fumi, who suggested hiring a private investigator. Jumoke agreed, desperate to uncover the truth. As Mr. Wale became more engrossed in his affair, his business began to suffer. His employees noticed his distraction, and clients started to complain about missed deadlines and neglected projects. Jumoke, armed with the investigators' findings, confronted Mr. Wale one evening. The evidence was undeniable: pictures of him with Bebioku, receipts for extravagant gifts, and records of secret meetings. Mr. Wale was forced to confess, begging for Jumoke's forgiveness and promising to end the affair. But the damage was done, and trust was shattered. Jumoke agreed to let him stay, but only if he severed all ties with Bebioku and attended marriage counseling. Meanwhile, Bebioku was far from heartbroken. She quickly moved on to new targets, her appetite for wealth and influence insatiable. One of her new admirers was Yemi, a young tech entrepreneur who had recently struck gold with his startup. Yemi met Bebioku at an exclusive nightclub in Victoria Island and was instantly smitten. He was aware of her reputation but believed he could be the one to change her. Yemi began lavishing Bebioku with gifts and attention, taking her on trips to Dubai and Paris. His business partners grew concerned about his erratic behavior and excessive spending. They staged an intervention, warning him that his actions were jeopardizing the company. But Yemi, blinded by his infatuation, refused to listen. Lagos was a city that thrived on gossip, and Bebioku's escapades were prime fodder. Social media buzzed with rumors, and stories about her latest conquest and the chaos she left behind. WhatsApp groups, Twitter threads, and Instagram stories lit up with juicy tidbits about Bebioko's affairs, each more sensational than the last. One particular scandalous story involved Chief Bamidele, a prominent politician with a reputation for integrity. Chief Bamidele had been seen in Bebioko's company on several occasions, leading to whispers of an affair. The media pounced on the story, and soon it was front-page news. Chief Bamidele's wife, a respected philanthropist, was devastated. She confronted him in a very public argument that was caught on video and went viral. In a bid to cement her status as the queen of the social scene, Bebioko decided to throw an extravagant party at one of Lagos' most exclusive venues. The guest list was a who's to who of the city's elite, including politicians, businessmen, celebrities, and of course, her numerous admirers. The party was a spectacle of excess. Champagne flowed freely, the music was deafening, and the atmosphere was electric. Bebioko basked in the attention, playing the perfect hostess. Yemi, desperate to prove his devotion, had planned an elaborate surprise for her, a proposal in front of all their friends and rivals. Unbeknownst to Yemi, Mr. Wale had also received an invitation. He attended the party, determined to confront Bebioko and reclaim his life. As the night wore on, tension simmered beneath the surface. Yemi grew increasingly anxious about his proposal, while Mr. Wale watched Bebioko with a mix of anger and longing. The climax of the evening came when Yemi, unable to contain his excitement, took the stage. He called for everyone's attention, pulling out a diamond ring that sparkled under the lights. Bebioko feigned surprise and delight, knowing that his public proposal would only enhance her reputation. Just as Yemi was about to go down on one knee, Mr. Wale stormed onto the stage. The room fell silent as he grabbed the microphone, his voice shaking with emotion. "Bebioko," he began, "you have caused enough pain and destruction. It's time for the truth to come out." He revealed the details of their affair, the lies and the deceit. The crowd gasped, whispers spreading like wildfire. Bebioko's smirk slipped, revealing a glimpse of the fear and vulnerability beneath, but she quickly composed herself, turning to Yemi with a pleading look. Before she could speak, Jumoke entered the venue, having followed Mr. Wale out of suspicion. The confrontation escalated, with accusations and revelations flying in every direction. The once glamorous party descended into chaos, guests either fleeing the scene or staying to watch the drama unfold. The fallout from the party was swift and brutal. Mr. Wale's marriage was in tatters, his reputation in ruins. Jumoke, heartbroken and humiliated, filed for divorce, determined to rebuild her life without him. Yemi, shattered by Bebioko's betrayal, withdrew from his business, leaving his partners to pick up the pieces. Bebioko, once the queen of Lagos' social scene, found herself at the center of a scandal. Her admirers distanced themselves, and her invitations to elite events dried up. She was left to face the consequences of her action, wondering if she could ever find redemption. With her reputation in shambles, Bebioko retreated from the public eye. She moved to a quieter part of the town, hoping to escape the whispers and judgments, but the memories of her past actions haunted her, and the reality of her situation began to sink in. She realized that her beauty and charm, once her greatest assets, had become a double-edged sword. They had brought her wealth and attention, but had also led to her downfall. Bebioko began to reflect on her life, wondering if there was a way to make amends and find true happiness. The events that followed would determine whether she could redeem herself or continue on a path of destruction.